Hey YouTube, it's your boy. Why is that the default way to start a YouTube video?
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
I'm not your boy. I'm just some guy. What I want to talk about is the Fire Festival. When this originally happened, I was like, all right, whatever. I guess these people really fucked up having a music concert. Way to go. But then I started kind of reading articles about it and kind of got me worried. I think I've expressed in previous videos that I'm very concerned about just the general level of intelligence in our country.
Somebody made this. Somebody spent a lot of money. Holy fucking shit.
Not to keep coming back to that Pepsi video, but man, like, you gotta be really dumb to approve that ad, right? I met a bunch of people were sitting in a boardroom looking at a storyboard, and like not one of them said, hey, maybe this is a little not a good idea. I feel like maybe this ties into things that are a little too heavy for the Pepsi Corporation to be talking about. You know, McDonald's doesn't touch on like the Israel-Palestine issue. There is this weird undercurrent of like not understanding that things can fail and taking steps to prevent catastrophic failure. When you're sitting down, you're writing a Pepsi ad, what you're supposed to do is go, well, how could this go wrong?
Oh shit.
Let's put it this way, everybody involved with this is a complete moron, so it was never going to work anyway. But the part that interests me most is this anecdote about how they were maybe like a month or two away, and it was just not going to happen. They had contractors who were like, dude, if we try to get 400 porta potties there in a month, like they're just going to be sitting in customs. There's no way to make this work. The people in charge of this were like a bunch of 25-year-olds, like young, kind of douchey, I don't want to say frat bros, but just, you know, bros. And their response to this will never work was, nah, dude, we're gonna be legends. And man, that line, man, I hear that kind of shit from like a lot of people. Again, with that Pepsi video, man, I feel like that director sat down and he wrote that script and he's like, this is gonna be the best ad that anyone's ever seen. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna unite the fucking country. I'm a fucking genius. And that guy, man, he just needed to sit back and second guess himself. You know, you got people in your life, right? Like people who will hopefully give you an honest opinion. It's just like being able to put that team together is important. And obviously these Fire Festival guys did not put that team together. They said, why don't I just get all my idiot friends together and then we'll just kind of agree with each other. It's called Groupthink. This is an actual thing, which the origins of it are pretty funny, where Kennedy was like, hey, we should invade Cuba. And they came up with the worst plan ever. I think they disguised a bunch of fishermen as Cubans, and they went into Cuba and they just expected like they were gonna walk around the streets and start a rebellion. They're like knocking on people's doors like, hey, let's overthrow Castro. And it's like, what? Who are you guys? No. Basically everybody in that boardroom, somebody would bring up an idea and nobody wanted to be the guy who's like, oh, that's a terrible idea, because there were so many people at the table being like, yeah, that might work. And then the guy next to him goes, well, if Tom thinks it's gonna work, you know, I think it's gonna work too. You have to find a group of people who are gonna be like, no. People you trust who, when something sucks, can like raise their hand and be like, this sucks. I just picture a bunch of dudes just, you know, sitting back, drinking a bunch of beers. There's a guy with a clipboard being like, guys, this isn't gonna work. Like their nerdy friend, Melvin. And they're like, fuck you, Melvin. Why don't you go do some math? Cause we're gonna be legends, you idiot. Ja Rule is on board. We don't have to worry about shit. I think the best way to sum it up, in the words of the great Larry David, I don't know if he actually said it, it was the name of the show, but curb your enthusiasm, man.
What's that right there?
Oh, that's called a swastika.
Can you get me one?
A swastika?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Jews would like that.
Get a life, Jews.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to be enthusiastic about shit you're doing, but you need to be able to step back and be like, you know, maybe all the people coming to my music festival are not gonna want to stay in refugee tents. Maybe when I promise them gourmet food, I can't just cook up some ballpark franks and be like, deal with it. This motherfucker, look at this motherfucker. Are you kidding me? This is the kind of guy. Don't be this guy. This guy probably watched The Social Network like 2 or 3 times, and he said, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I mean, I don't know shit about programming. I've never created anything in my life, actually. Nah, I'll get it. I'll figure it out. Come on out to the Bay Area. You're gonna meet plenty of people who go, dude, my app, dude, when my app comes out, it's gonna be like Facebook 2. And you're like, what is that? What does that fucking mean? He's like, Facebook too. Think about it. It's gonna be like Twitter plus Google, and you can add Instagram lens flare, and it'll suck your dick for $1.50. I don't know. Don't hang out with this douchebag. He's gonna lead you wrong. Find dudes who are critical about what they do and what they make. Those are the people you should surround yourself with. Those are the people you can trust, man. You can't trust this fucking trust fund asshole. Believe in your ability to sense bullshit. I believe in you. Sound like a fucking infomercial or some shit. And they're like, fuck you, Melvin. Why don't you go do some math?